Hello, and welcome back to the Daily English Lab podcast. My name is Victor, and I'm your host. This channel exists for one simple reason: to make English learning actually practical and actually fun. No boring grammar lectures, no textbook nonsense, just real strategies that work. Before we jump in, I want you to understand why this topic matters so much. Speaking fluently in English is probably why you're learning the language in the first place, right? You didn't start learning English so you could be perfect on a written test. You started because you wanted to communicate with colleagues, with friends, maybe with people from all over the world. But here's what happens to most learners. They study and study. Their reading gets better, their listening improves, they can write long emails. And then they open their mouth to speak, and suddenly, everything freezes. Their brain feels slow. The words come out choppy. They pause too much. They sound nothing like the fluent speakers they watch on movies. This happens because speaking is a physical skill, not just a mental one. And physical skills need physical practice. Your mouth, your lips, your tongue, your breathing, they're all muscles. And like any muscles, they need training. That's what we're covering today. In this video, you're going to learn why your mouth needs separate training from your brain, the 3 core techniques that build automatic fluency, how to use graded readers to make this training stick, common mistakes that keep you sounding unnatural, and a simple daily practice plan you can start right now. This is going to take about 15 minutes, but the results will last forever. So grab a notebook if you want. Comment down below and tell me, what's your biggest challenge when speaking English? Is it speed, pronunciation, confidence, pausing too much? I read the comments and I love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We upload new videos every week on real English skills that actually matter. Let's go. When you learn English, you're training 2 different things. Your mind learns the language, grammar, vocabulary, rules, meanings. That's important, sure. But your mouth has to learn something totally different. Your mouth has to learn patterns, rhythms, speed, natural phrasing, how words connect to each other. Think of it like playing an instrument. You can read music theory perfectly. You understand every note, every chord, every rule. But if you've never actually played the piano, can you suddenly sit down and play a sonata? No, you need to train your fingers. You need muscle memory. Speaking English is exactly the same thing. Here's the reality. Most of your speaking ability comes from repetition and habit, not knowledge. When a native speaker speaks, they're not thinking about grammar, they're not translating in their head, they're just speaking. The words flow automatically. And that automaticity only comes from one thing: your mouth doing it over and over and over. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, I studied Spanish grammar for months. I knew everything: subjunctive tense, irregular verbs, all of it. But when I went to Spain and tried to have a conversation, I was a disaster. I was translating everything in my head. I was slow. I sounded mechanical. And you know why? Because my mouth had never practiced. My mind knew Spanish, but my mouth didn't. Here's a surprising fact that might blow your mind. Research shows that if you understand something intellectually, but never physically practice it, your brain actually forgets about it much faster. You need the repetition to lock it in. And specifically, you need the physical repetition of speaking to create what scientists call motor memory. So when you're just reading English or taking grammar quizzes, you're only training your mind. You're leaving your mouth completely untrained, and then you're shocked when you can't speak smoothly. Does this make sense? Has this happened to you where you understand English when you read it, but you struggle to say it out loud? Comment below. I want to know if you've had this experience. The solution is to spend time training your mouth specifically. And the best way to do that is through the 3 techniques I'm about to show you. But before I get there, I want you to understand. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being automatic. Okay, so your mouth needs training, but how exactly do you train it? There are 3 core techniques that fluent speakers use, whether they know it or not. And when you do these 3 things consistently, your mouth learns to speak automatically. Technique number 1, shadowing. First up is shadowing. This is when you listen to a native speaker and speak at the exact same time they're speaking, not after they finish,
at the exact same time. You're basically following their voice like a shadow. Why does this work? Because you're training your mouth to move at native speed. You're learning the rhythm, the intonation, the stress patterns. You're not translating. You're not thinking. You're just repeating while your mouth is still warm from hearing the sounds. A practical example. Imagine you're listening to an English podcast or a graded reader. A native speaker says, "Yesterday I went to the coffee shop and I ordered a cappuccino." Instead of waiting for her to finish, you're saying it with her, phrase by phrase. The first time you do this, it feels weird. You'll probably mess up, but that's the point. Your mouth is learning. A memory trick for shadowing. Follow, don't wait. Follow the speaker like a shadow. Don't wait for them to finish. That's it. Simple.
Common mistake with shadowing: people try to do it perfectly. They stop and restart because they messed up a word. Don't do that. Shadowing isn't about perfection. It's about automaticity. You keep going, even if you mess up. Your brain learns from the flow, not from being perfect. Technique number 2, repetition reading. The second technique is repetition reading. This is when you read a passage out loud multiple times, gradually getting faster and smoother. You find a short text, maybe 100 to 200 words, and you read it out loud. First time, you read slowly, carefully, making sure you understand every word. Second time, a bit faster. Third time, even faster. Fourth time, you're trying to sound natural and conversational, not like a robot reading a textbook. Why does this work? Because each time you read it, your mouth learns it better. You're building neural pathways. You're training your mouth to recognize these word patterns and produce them faster. Here's an example. Let's say you read this sentence 4 times. The conference was supposed to start at 9 o'clock, but because of the heavy traffic, most people arrived late. First time, slow, carefully, word by word. Second time, faster, but still reading the words. Third time, much faster, trying to sound more natural. Fourth time, you're reading with expression, with appropriate stress on the important words, and it flows like you're just talking normally. After 4 repetitions, your mouth has learned this sentence. You could probably say it naturally now without looking at the paper. A trick to remember this: repeat to repeat. You repeat the text to help your mouth repeat it naturally. See what I did there? A little wordplay to make it stick. Common mistake here. People only read once and move on. 1 repetition isn't enough. Your mouth needs at least 3 to 5 repetitions to really lock something in. Boring? Maybe, but it works. Technique number 3, phrase chunking. The third technique is phrase chunking. Instead of learning words one by one, you learn them in chunks. You practice saying small groups of words together, as units, not as individual words. Why? Because fluent speech is chunked. You don't say, "I want to go to the store." You say, "I want to go to the store," as one smooth unit. Native speakers chunk these phrases automatically. They don't think about individual words. They think in phrases. So when you practice phrases, not words. Here's an example. Instead of practicing these words separately, could, have, been, better, you practice them as a chunk, could have been better. You say it repeatedly until it feels like one unit, not 4 separate words. This is incredibly powerful because it's how your brain actually works when it's speaking fluently. Fluent people are chunking, and when you train yourself to chunk, you start to sound fluent. A memory trick: chunks, not chunks. No, wait, that's silly. Here's the real one. Think in groups, not letters. You're thinking in word groups, not individual words. Common mistake here. Learners try to pronounce each word perfectly separately, but that's not how real English sounds. Real English is smooth and connected. When you chunk, you naturally get those connections. Now, here's the key insight that ties these 3 together. All 3 of these techniques work because they train your mouth through repetition, at native-like speed and rhythm, in chunks rather than individual words. That's the secret formula. Now, you could do these techniques with any English material, podcasts, movies, news articles, but here's the secret sauce.
Graded readers are specifically designed to make this training work faster and better. What's a graded reader? It's a book written at a specific English level. The vocabulary is controlled. The sentences aren't too complex. The grammar is clear. Everything is designed for learners like you. And here's why they're so powerful for mouth training. They give you content that's challenging enough to grow, but not so hard that your brain gets overwhelmed trying to understand the meaning. When your brain isn't struggling to understand what the words mean, it can focus on what the mouth is doing. Here's how to use a graded reader for our 3 techniques. Using graded readers with shadowing. Get an audio version of a graded reader. Many graded readers come with audio. Start with a short story. Listen once to understand. Then, on the second listen, shadow. Speak at the same time as the narrator. Since the language is graded and not too difficult, your brain can keep up with your mouth. A real example. You're reading a graded reader at level A2, elementary. The narrator reads, "She walked to the park every morning." You're shadowing. "She walked to the park every morning." It feels natural because the sentence isn't complicated.
Compare that to shadowing a news podcast for advanced learners. The economic implications of geopolitical instability present multifaceted challenges. Your brain explodes. You can't shadow that. It's too much. Using graded readers with repetition reading. Pick a short chapter from a graded reader, maybe 300 words. Read it aloud 4 times. First time, slow and careful. Second time, faster. Third time, even faster, paying attention to natural intonation. Fourth time, full expression, like you're telling someone a story, not reading a textbook. After 4 readings, this material is locked into your muscle memory. Your mouth knows it, and your brain has absorbed the vocabulary and patterns without even trying. Using graded readers with phrase chunking. Take key phrases from your graded reader and repeat them as units. Don't say, "I like apples." Say, "I like apples." Do it 5 times in a row, focusing on making it smooth. Then do, "I like apples and oranges." Then, "I like apples and oranges very much." You're building up gradually, and each phrase feels natural because you're practicing it as a unit. Here's why graded readers specifically are better than random English content. They're at your level. You can understand them without translation. You can see the words while you're practicing them. Many come with audio, and crucially, they have repetitive language, so you naturally encounter key phrases multiple times, which reinforces them. A memory trick for graded readers. Level up. You use graded readers at your current level to level up. Simple, and it sticks. Let me address 3 big mistakes that I see learners make over and over, and I mean over and over. Mistake number 1, translating instead of speaking. The biggest mistake is that your mouth is waiting for your brain to translate. You're hearing an English question, translating it to your native language in your head, thinking of an answer in your native language, translating that back to English, and then your mouth speaks. By that time, the conversation has moved on 3 topics. You sound slow and unnatural. The fix? Practice shadowing and repetition reading with no translation. Don't try to understand every word, just repeat it. Let your mouth do the work. I promise you, even if you don't fully understand it the first time, after 3 repetitions, understanding happens automatically. Your brain is smarter than you think. Example, imagine someone says, "What's the weather like today?" If you translate to your native language, you're taking 2-3 seconds to process. A native speaker answers in 0.5 seconds. It's sunny and warm. Your mouth never got a chance to practice being fast. But if you practice this exchange 20 times without translating, your mouth learns it. Next time someone asks, boom, you answer before your brain even thinks about it. That's fluency. Mistake number 2, only reading, never speaking. This is huge. Many learners spend 90% of their time reading and 10% of their time speaking, and then they're confused why they can't speak well. Your mouth is a muscle. It only gets better at what you practice it doing. If you never practice speaking, why would you expect it to be good at speaking? The fix? Spend at least 20 to 30 minutes a day actually speaking or shadowing or reading aloud, not listening, not reading silently, actually producing sounds from your mouth. Do the 3 techniques we talked about.
And here's a statistic that might shock you. Research shows that 80% of learners who achieve fluency spend at least 30 minutes a day doing active speaking practice, not passive listening, active speaking. Your mouth needs to move. Mistake number 3, trying to be perfect. This one kills me because it's so common. Learners are so afraid of making a mistake that they barely speak. They're terrified of saying something wrong, so they stay silent. But here's the truth. Your mouth learns from mistakes. It learns from doing. It doesn't learn from being silent. When you shadow and you mess up a word, that's perfect. That's learning. Your mouth tried a pattern, failed, and now it knows better. The next time, it'll adjust. The fix? Stop aiming for perfection. Aim for production. Speak even if it's wrong. Shadow even if you mess up. Read aloud even if your accent isn't perfect. Your mouth improves through action, not through waiting until you're ready. Here's what this looks like in real life. Here's a 7-day practice plan you can start right now. This is exactly what I recommend. Every day for 20 to 30 minutes, 5 minutes shadowing. Find a graded reader with audio or a YouTube video of a native speaker. Shadow for 5 minutes. Just follow their voice. 10 minutes repetition reading. Take a short passage, 100 to 200 words, read it aloud 4 times, getting faster and smoother each time. 5 minutes phrase chunking. Pick 5 to 10 phrases from your reading and repeat them aloud 5 times each as smooth units. That's it, 20 minutes every single day.
Do this for 7 days, and I promise you, your mouth will feel different. Words will come out faster. Speaking will feel more automatic. Do this for 30 days, and your speaking will transform. This isn't hype. This is what physical practice does. Let me hammer home the most important points because I want you to remember this. Point 1. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth needs training, not just your brain. Point 2. The 3 techniques that train your mouth are shadowing, speak at the same time as a native speaker, repetition reading, read a passage aloud multiple times, getting faster, and phrase chunking. Practice word groups as units, not individual words. Point 3. Use graded readers because they're at your level, which means your brain can focus on your mouth's performance instead of struggling to understand. Point 4. Avoid translating, avoid being silent, and avoid perfectionism. Your mouth learns from doing, not from thinking or waiting. Point 5. Start small. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day of active speaking practice will transform your fluency in a month. You now have everything you need. The question is, will you do it? Here's my final message to you. Fluency is not some magical thing that only native speakers have. It's not a talent you're born with. It's a skill you build, and the way you build it is by training your mouth. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep studying grammar and memorizing vocab and keep being frustrated when you try to speak. Or you can spend 20 minutes a day training your mouth and actually become fluent. The choice is easy when you think about it. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one graded reader this week, get the audio version if you can, and do the practice plan I just showed you for 7 days, just 1 week. Comment down below and tell me, I'm starting the 7-day challenge. I read every comment and I love seeing people take action. Tomorrow, we're diving into how to fix pronunciation problems that are keeping you sounding like a learner instead of like a native. You don't want to miss that. Until then, keep training that mouth. You've got this. I'm your host from the Daily English Lab podcast, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep speaking.